Alrighty. Welcome to the PSBS as the PlayStation Bull Session podcast. This is episode 15, and I'm your host, Cody PSN Bye Boys, and my co-host
Andrew
here
Arenas, double is.
Yes. And it's crazy to think we're already 15 episodes in. We're almost to 20.
Crazy.
It's crazy, man. We're getting there. So, yeah. Do we have any viewer mail this week?
Do we have any viewer mail this week?
Yeah,
I got like one question, but it wasn't very good. So I'm really going to call it to you people. This is now a call to everyone that I need questions. And I wanted to also explain that my PS4 has been acting really funny over the past week. And when I was playing the Call of Duty map pack for Advanced Warfare, the new one, like I earned trophies, and I had earned them, but they didn't pop up in the notifications. And I went to go over check my notifications. They were on. I didn't turn trophies off or anything. And then lo and behold, like about 4 days later, everything just started popping up, like my messages and then trophies I had earned and then all that stuff. It was so weird. I don't really understand what had happened. And then my PS4 also, the way it's been turning off has been acting really weird too, because as we already know, the PS4 does take quite a while to sleep. Not just sleep, but also turn off completely. And when I was turning off my PS4, it would take much, much longer than usual, and it would also beep a bunch of times before it would then finally turn off. But then ever since those notifications reappeared, as since stopped doing that, it turns off like normal. So I don't really understand maybe what's happened.
I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the maintenance coming up. They got like some like long maintenance coming up this Monday.
Maybe that's needed, because I don't understand what's up with these late notifications on my messages, trophies, even trophies this week.
Well, yeah, I mean that's like my Vita. My Vita, I turned on. My Vita was dead for like a week, and I charged it and turned it on. It has some updates to install. So when I went to install them, as it was installing, it said error, cannot install. But yet, when I checked the notifications and the update, it says it's been installed. But yet an error thing popped up saying it couldn't install.
Yeah,
you know, it was really weird. And then on my PlayStation TV did the same thing too. I was updating some apps on that, and it said the same thing, could not install, but it's still installed anyway.
Oh, that's terrible.
And it was weird. I don't know, there's something with the network or something, because there is some big maintenance planned Monday. It's like all day Monday.
Is this the one that we can still play online, or is it complete?
I'm not sure.
Maybe
look at it.
Can't buy stuff on the store.
I don't know. They just said, I just saw the headline. It said I don't know, not severe. What's the word for it? I don't know, in-depth maintenance on Monday or something like that.
Because who knows how deep these maintenances actually go.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens Tuesday, if it's like super fast come Tuesday or something.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see. But anyway, getting to the main topics and news of the week. Just got a couple items here. Some good stuff though. We can go over.
There was quite a bit that happened this week.
Yep. Okay, so here's something that happened this week. That was kind of interesting. Sony announced that the Last of Us DLC Left Behind is going to be released as a standalone game on May 12th.
Huh, a standalone game.
Yes. So what that means is that basically, even if you don't have The Last of Us on PS3 or PS4, you can download just the Left Behind DLC and play it. You know, straight off your system.
Awesome that it's on PS3. Strange that it's on PS4, since... Does that mean I could download the base game of Last of Us separately on PS4 then?
Well, that's what they said. They said if you downloaded just Left Behind and you play it, you can actually upgrade it to the full edition from the Left Behind you download.
Okay.
Because apparently it also has like a 2-week trial of the multiplayer also on it. So you can try out the multiplayer, and if you like it, you can upgrade to the full experience. And then same thing with Left Behind. If you like it, you can upgrade to the full single-player experience. The rest of it.
It's interesting, but I just don't understand, because since it depends on the way that you want to go about this. Since Left Behind does take place before the events of The Last of Us, but still it's kind of spoiler territory when you haven't played the game. So
yeah,
I find it very odd that Sony placed I mean, well, then it's also Naughty Dog's decision to put this out too. That I don't know, they put it in such a place where like, it's just fine. But then again, Last of Us is gonna be 2 years old this year, later this year, and if anybody hasn't played Last of Us yet, so this is like this is like the last resort to get at least some people in, at least.
Yeah, because I mean, like it doesn't like every PS4 now come with The Last of
Yeah.
Us, like when you buy it. So it's kind of like if you're buying a PS4 right now, you're getting Last of Us.
But it's for those who have PS4s probably already, and PS3s people have had for the longest time. So it's interesting. I wonder if maybe they'll try any of this kind of price model for possibly Uncharted 4. I doubt it, but it's just it's just always a possibility later on as Uncharted 4 ages. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, it is kind of targeting a small percent because it's kind of like, on PS4, if you bought the game, it comes with it already on there. And if you just bought a PS4, then you got Last of Us with it, So it is kind of like a small window of like you bought a PS4 at launch and you never played Last of Us and you're like, I just want to play a little bit of it or a little taste of it. And then you just download the Left Behind and you're like, oh, I want more,
And then by then, since the game is so old that, I mean, well, not old, but about 2 years, it is very much last resort. It's like at that point you wouldn't really care much if it does maybe spoil a little bit, but
yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking for a moment. I was thinking, well, maybe since it's standalone, maybe they could take out the bookends. But I thought, no, it's more than just bookends. Like you actually play a section that's during it, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, during the main. Yeah. So it's more than just like a little cutscene at the beginning and the end showing where you're at in the main game.
Exactly.
It reminds me of what was it? Oh, that TV show Spartacus when they did the prequel season. It's so stupid because like the prequel season stands on its own so well that I would for the most part recommend people watching the prequel season first. But the prequel season has a bookend that's at the beginning of the season, at the end of the season, where it pretty much spoils all of the first regular season. No. So I'm just like, if they would just take those stupid bookends off, I would actually recommend to people to watch the prequel season first. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because it stands on its own so well, but they put in those stupid bookends to be like, oh hey, remember this in season 1 or something or another, and I'm like, well no, it's the prequel season. We don't need to see that. But I was thinking something like that for here, but then like no, I forgot about the parts where you actually play during the main game. So,
and
yeah,
the stuff that happens to Joel beforehand won't say it.
Yeah. But it's like you said, if you haven't played Last of Us by this point, and you're using this to make you want to know if you want to buy it or not, you don't care by this point, like too much about like the story, like too much about the spoilers. Like if you're at this point, you're still on the edge. You're like, I don't know, and then you see the story, you're just kind of like, okay.
It's mainly accessibility, and I'm not sure why. Maybe there was some flame back against this, and the price isn't that bad, and. I mean, before like the season before this DLC was $20, I believe, right? So.
I think so.
So it's interesting. Like you said, ever since PS4's announcement, that's what people need to remember, that they've always wanted to try out different pricing models, and we sure as hell have gotten those. I mean, we've had a lot more episodic game content, premium content for like EA games, and we sure have been exploring. Things, that's the thing I always talk about, like the Order 1886. That's probably, I mean, even though the game's been in development for a long time, so that game had to be $60. But that was always a game I always think in the back of my mind, like, what if Sony explored the price ranging? Because like similar to Sly 4 or whatever, Sly Thieves in Time, that game was $40, correct, when it launched. Yeah. And, just given the Order's length, I would have just, maybe if they explored that, like a big, like, AAA game like that to be $40, but it probably couldn't to gain its money back, so.
Yeah, because
the budget was probably too high for it, so it couldn't, but, it's just something I always think about. So, I mean, people just need to get ready for different sorts of price models and ways that content will be distributed, because it's the way that's going to happen now, so.
Yeah, or even something like Deadpool the game was like $50. It was like, what? It's $10 below standard price. It was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. Moving on, some other news this week. we're gonna go over a lot of news where it's gonna be a lot of we were right. You know, there's a lot of stuff we predicted in past two episodes,
Whoa, okay,
2 episodes or so. Yeah, we're like wizards or something. You know, we like know the future because we got a lot of stuff right. Like first thing I got right, I got this one right. Powers got renewed for a second season.
This one I didn't really fully see coming, but I saw it somewhat, but no, it was the same thing, kind of like with Daredevil with me, like the Netflix show, and it is kind of the same deal. But granted, it's not surprising too much. I mean, a lot of my friends, listened and watched it and gave it a chance. So here's the result of that.
Yeah, no, because I know you were kind of unsure if it was going to be a second season, bit. But I was.
But then you were like,
no, I was sure it was going to.
No, because it's Sony's first original show, and you wouldn't want it to be like a failure the first time. So it's got.
Yeah, I was sure they're gonna. Yeah, I was sure they're gonna give a second season because most of the time they don't want their first show out of the gate to get canceled. After one season.
At least maybe have 2 seasons. Who knows if we'll have a third?
Yeah,
we have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah, because I mean that's just the new standard nowadays for TV networks and stuff to give their new shows 2 seasons to kind of breathe.
Yeah, I know. It's just Fox.
Well, most like the big. Well, yeah, not Fox, but I'm talking like the big budget stuff. Like Netflix gave House of Cards 2 seasons.
They give just about all their shows a second season, no matter what it is.
No, but I mean they gave it a second season before season 1 even started. Like before season 1 even aired, they already greenlit the second season.
That they were probably really confident in already, but.
Well, actually, House of Cards didn't get high ratings in that first season when it first aired. So Netflix was kind of worried, but after, the word of mouth build up, season 2 got a big premiere.
It's just, some of the shows I was iffy about Netflix, like BoJack Horseman and stuff like that. I was just like, this is even going to get a second season, but then lo and behold, it does. It just seems like every single one does, no matter if the quality is good or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's just a lot of networks now are buying multiple, at least 2 seasons of some of the more bigger budget shows because they want to give them a chance to kind of like breathe and develop. Like I said, Netflix bought 2 seasons of House of Cards right away. Stars when they did Black Sails.
I think Black
I always get mixed up with the Assassin's Creed name. Black Flag's called
Assassin's Creed TV show. That would not be bad.
Yeah, it is. It's basically what that show is, but but that show got 2 seasons right away. And what was the other one? Oh, Walking Dead. The Walking Dead spinoff, the new one. They just announced Fear the Walking Dead got. It's not even out. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that show's still in the planning stages, and it's okay. All right.
Yeah, that show hasn't even. Yeah,
they're super confident that a spinoff of The Walking Dead, one of the highest rated television network shows. So I wouldn't blame them, but at the same time, I'm like, who knows how this Fear of the Walking Dead show is gonna be? We'll see. Yeah. That's like the one Walking Dead TV show I might give a chance. We'll have to see. Well, I have to watch it first before I give like an opinion on it, like the regular show, because I hate the regular show. I don't like it. So maybe I'll like the Fear the Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, for Powers, I was pretty sure they're going to give a second season because it's just one of those things where you just don't want to. Cancel your new thing right off.
Yeah, and we just had the season finale of Powers come out this week, so.
I didn't get to watch it yet.
I'm behind, man. I'm like, still have a lot of episodes left, so.
I'm 3 episodes behind. I wanted to watch them all this past weekend, but I let my brothers borrow the PS4 this weekend. Yeah, well, they wanted to play Battlefield Hardline. I'm like, here, fine.
Help the player base in that game out a little bit. Yeah, help the player base. More players. Tidbit here, guys. More players are concurrently playing Battlefield 3 than Battlefield Hardline. How old is Battlefield 3?
But
4 years old. Wait, about 4 years old.
But I don't know. My brother's been playing Battlefield Hardline the past week, and he loves it. So, but so that's why I haven't got to watch Powers though, because I could watch it on PS3, but on PS3 you have to download each episode and then watch it. No, you got to download it on the Vita too.
You can watch it on the Vita.
I had to sit there and let each episode download. On PS4 I can stream it, but on PS3 and Vita you have to download them. And on my Vita I don't have enough space to download them.
I don't understand that. Like, you should be able to stream them on Vita and PS3. Like, if Netflix has like the technology, if they already have the technology to stream it just on PS4, you should be able to stream it on your Vita and PS3. I don't understand that.
Yeah, no, you
And
got.
here's also the bigger
I don't
question
know.
that people always ask for Powers that they want it out in the other countries to view, like in the UK and
Yeah.
stuff, because that's a big audience. So I don't. It's they're like
Yeah,
season
they're
2.
taking their
They're like
time there.
season 2. We haven't even gotten season 1 here. So they gotta
Yeah.
they gotta get
I
it.
mean,
soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when the video store first came on PlayStation on the PlayStation Network. It took a while to get to other countries.
Exactly. So it's just a little strange to me.
I mean, it's all about distribution rights. I mean, it's like for movies and TV shows, it's really complicated, like international distribution.
Yeah.
Like one studio will distribute it here in America, but a whole nother studio will distribute it worldwide. You look at something like what movie was it? I think it was like the new Friday the 13th, the recent one. It was like, oh, here in America, it's distributed by Paramount, but internationally, it's distributed by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's also
something
Call
like
of
that.
Duty. It's published by Square Enix in Japan.
Oh yeah, you tell me that. Yeah, it's really weird.
They gotta get some money somehow.
Oh yeah, but yeah, so it's really complicated when you get international distribution on the stuff.
So congrats to the cast and crew of Powers. So they made it. Good.
You still got work.
Oh, they still got work, but they have work. That's good. So that's good. Nothing much more to say about Powers. If people want a Power spoiler cast, which I'm sure people probably won't want, but just hit me up. Just maybe we'll see. My mind might be a little scattered since I watched the first 3 something a while ago, and then but I don't know if that's up in the air, debatable. We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, that was one thing I was right about. One thing. Oh, here's one thing you were right about. You mentioned this, saying something about Shadow Mordor Game of the Year edition.
Shadow Mordor Game of the Year edition. That's out this week.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, you said something about that maybe a week or two ago. You're saying something about how you guessed there would probably be a Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
It came out this week. Oddly priced though. I mean, $50.
That's not much. It should have been at least 40 or even 30. I don't. Or 30. They should put it at 30.
Because I mean, the base game dropped to $20.
The base game's
so you can actually
now.
buy
you can go get the game for $20.
You can buy the base game for $20 and buy the season pass for like $25 or $30. So really, it's like the same amount.
No, it's a little... I question these Game of the Year editions. I mean, well, they're always a thing, right? Those are always going to happen. But just for certain games, I'm starting to wonder if people are just wait till the full edition, with everything. Batman Arkham Knight, and we're really dying to play that game, so obviously we're going to get it at launch. But, there might be some segment of the market where they're going to be like, well, it's going to have all this stuff, which is going to be really cool, but the season pass is $40. I might as well just wait. And, maybe that other person has lots of stuff to play already. So, just wait and then you'll be rewarded. But, yeah, it's just, this is happening way too often. We're getting, like, complete editions of, like, just about every game. Even whether or not it wins Game of the Year or not. But, Shadow of Mordor, I love that game a lot. It deserves all of its praise. So, I'm glad that people are probably... who haven't played Shadow of Mordor can get this complete edition, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's out this week. If that solely depends if you want the extra content. But suggestion wise, just buy the regular game first. Maybe the season pass might go on sale one day. And that game already does have quite a brevity of content. So to do everything, it took me around 35 hours. So it'll take you a while. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Check that out. So that's something you're right about. Now here's something I was right about. I was completely right about. I called this I think last week or 2 weeks ago. I said I guarantee it, and now it's here. They announced that Disney Infinity 3.0 will be Star Wars themed.
I been playing a little bit more of a Disney Infinity 2.0 edition, and I am very fond of the create mode. The create mode is a whole lot more fun than the main game itself, which is
there you go.
Atrocious. The main game is atrocious, but the create mode is still quite fun. But I got a little bit of beef with the Star Wars edition of Disney Infinity. All right, I think let's start with the character designs, which is really the only thing I have something wrong with that about. Most of the characters look fine, right? I mean, they look really cool, but I have beef against how Han and Chewie look. Like, they just don't look right, right? Yeah, right? I don't like it. I really, honestly don't like it. And, maybe sooner or later, once Episode 7 figures come out, it'll be like that, but, we'll have to see, but... It was so odd to me, like, also Disney Infinity 3.0, I feel like there's, like, one character in there that's not from Star Wars that was, like, looked like she was, like, built for that game, like, already. Because she, like, looks the exact same. And it's from the Pixar movie Inside Out, and she's like in there. I'm like, it looks like she was like built for the game already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they already said though, like they're going to promote it as Star Wars, like 3.0 Star Wars, but they said there will also be a Age of Ultron pack too. So like, there's still going to be another Marvel pack or whatever to go with it at launch. It's kind of like with a 2.0. At first they put out the Marvel pack of 2.0. Then a few months later they put out the Disney pack, where instead of Marvel characters they swapped them out with just Disney characters in the starter pack, but still came with the 2.0 game. But yeah, I mean, this is something I called like a week or two ago. Is that I guarantee it's going to be 3.0 with Star Wars characters, and here it is. And the character designs are weird, but
they most of them look fine.
Cartoony
Luke
kind of
looks fine. Yoda looks fine. Yoda looks like freaking like from the Clone Wars, so that's fine. The Clone Wars TV show, that's fine. I just don't. I really don't like Han and Chewie. I really don't.
But that's what I find. That's what I find weird about the starter pack. Like it has the cartoon, the Clone Wars on it, and like I don't know. I don't remember what the thing Disney said. Like, is the cartoon Clone Wars canon now? Like, I thought they dropped it from canon.
Well, they technically have said that, but
yeah, because I think the 2D one is still canon, but I don't think the 3D one's canon.
The 2D one all the way back from Cartoon Network, the shorts. Really?
Yeah, the 2D one's canon. No, that 2D one's canon because that one actually, if you watch it, it helps you understand Episode 3 better.
Yeah, I know.
Because you get to learn how General Grievous is like lame in the movie, but he was awesome in the cartoon.
I mean, I watched that before, and I understood it, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's still canon, but I don't think the 3D one is canon anymore. That's why it got canceled, so they can do their own Rebels one. But I don't know, but it's weird because like it's here, it's like straight up here. That's the starter kit. It comes with the Anakin and the other one from the Clone Wars, and plus this is Disney embracing prequel stuff. There's prequel stuff in this game because Disney's been really downplaying all the prequel stuff
in Battlefront and. They're not promoting it in the digital movie collection, really, and
yeah. But this Disney 3.0 is embracing it. Like, here it is, prequel stuff.
Yay!
Clone Wars. So there's that. One thing I really noticed too in the official announcement, they got some big developers behind this. You see this?
Who's developing this game?
Okay, one of your big complaints with 2.0 is that the single player main game is just like really terrible. But listen to this. They got a lot of developers working on the single player.
Okay, who?
So check this out. So Devil May Cry developer Ninja Theory is working on lightsaber combat for Disney Infinity 3.0.
So they're working on like a component, like a mechanic of the game, which is really odd, but that's fine. Okay.
Well, they work on the combat, so you can at least have fun combat
different from Marvel.
Sleeping Dogs developer United Front is handling the Age of Ultron stuff.
Okay.
And Sumo Digital behind Sega All-Star Racing is going to be doing the flying portions of the game, dealing with flying the Millennium Falcon and other space vehicle combat.
Seems like Disney just contracted people, just like segments of these developers to do it. Seems like maybe, but I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. It's quite a hodgepodge. All three of them are great developers. They've had really good track records. Okay, I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah. So but at least it goes to show they're kind of like putting more effort and work into the kind of single player portion of it.
I mean, it sounded to me more like mechanics of how the game would work, but if it's,
but that's just how Disney Infinity is. Like when you play different sections of it, it is supposed to be like like sections. You know, like you play
Yes.
the Pirates of the Caribbean section. It's like, oh, it's pirate adventure. And then when you play the like what they said, the Monsters Inc. one, it's like, oh, it's like stealth stuff. You're like sneaking around with a water gun or something. So like it's always like these mechanics, and you kind of build these like little short mini games around it. So that's kind of what we're seeing here. So we're going to see there's going to be lightsaber combat, there's going to be vehicle combat or sections, and there's going to be the Age of Ultron stuff.
Well, I just hope this game doesn't have space combat, since like basically people already say, "Hey, Disney Infinity can have space combat, but Battlefront can't." Ooh, son.
It'd be like, oh shit, man, we got to go buy Disney Infinity 3.0 instead of Battlefront just so you get your space combat.
I wonder if it'll be a better game. Oh, we'll have to see. We don't know that yet, but I don't know. Godspeed, Dice. Yeah.
May the force be with it.
I won't know how many prayers I'll say before I buy this game, because I'm buying it anyway. It's gonna be, but it's gonna. They expect to ship 8 to 10 million units of this damn game, so obviously I'm gonna buy one of them. It's just,
EA and their expectations.
Well, we're gonna have to see. I'm excited though.
Yeah.
Still, but
cautiously optimistic.
Just E3's coming, so man, it shut me up, which I hope so.
Yeah.
But it's just still not looking good.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Speaking of expectations, though, a big topic we had last week was the Batman Arkham Knight DLC, the season pass, the big $40 season pass.
$40 season pass.
Yeah. So, we complained about it a lot last week, and a lot of people complained about it. So, Rocksteady had no choice, but they had to kind of put out a detailed list of what the DLC actually is going to be.
They did?
Kind of give us some... Yeah, they did.
Awesome.
They put out a list of kind of what is going to be included in the season pass. So we'll go over it real quick here. Contents of the season pass include Batgirl, A Matter of Family. It says an all-new prequel story, expansion, an entirely new location where you play as Batgirl for the very first time in the Arkham series. Check out the first render Batgirl, and there's like a picture they posted.
The design looks really good.
Like.
Yeah.
So this is neat because like I said, it's more story. DLC, obviously. So it's going to be more, actual story to it. It's not just going to be a challenge map. Because that was one thing we complained last week was we don't want to see just characters in the challenge maps. We want to be able to play as the character in an open world, and go on story missions.
It's a new segment of the world. And
yeah. They said new story in a new area, new location. It says entirely new location.
And since it's prequel, it's a prequel, right? So
yeah, well, I mean, obviously because spoilers, but Batgirl's walking apparently. So
maybe the world will look quite different. This new area of the world will look quite different. Arkham, Arkhamage.
Yeah. But it says this play as Batgirl for the very first time. So I'm guessing it's her when she first started. Because that'd be amazing if the game is actually like a mini Killing Joke and you get to see her how she got in the wheelchair. That would be amazing. But
wow, that's quite hefty expectations to have for the DLC. Maybe, you never know. I mean, this is their last Batman centric game, so maybe they'll go all in for the DLC.
That'd be something. That'd be something if all these DLC packs were just like mini adaptations of like different stories. Like if this Batgirl one was Killing Joke, and
maybe.
And then I saw today. I didn't really realize it, but yeah, GameStop. One of the GameStop pre-order DLCs is a Red Hood story pack, and I'm like, oh, plays the Red Hood. That's
I'm
cool.
not a fan of it being behind a pre-order paywall, but that's good.
Yeah. Because if you pre-order anywhere, you get Harley Quinn. That's packed in.
Yeah, that's probably
fine. If you pre-order GameStop, GameStop apparently get the Red Hood story pack on top of it.
That's cool, but I'm still not a fan of like GameStop pre-order paywall. But that's fine.
You refuse to pre-order games.
But Red Hood is behind the paywall. They don't like.
It's not that much effort. You just put down $5 to deposit the game and you just pick it up
when they buy them later. Not a fan of that. I won't pre-order it from GameStop. I'll probably get it. I mean, who knows if that Red Hood DLC will probably come out with the season pass later on.
Oh,
Yeah,
it will.
But I want the base game. I want to know all that stuff before the DLC. That's cool. The Batgirl stuff is cool, but I just want the base game. I want to know who the Arkham Knight is. I want to know everything.
But wait. There's more. There's more DLC. We got to go over it. Yeah, so the Batgirl's the big one they announced. Also included in the season pass will be the Season of Infamy. It says play as Batman in all new story missions featuring legendary supervillains invading Gotham City with new story arcs, missions, and gameplay features. So, again, this sounds kind of neat. Again, it's kind of more expanding, just to give you more to do as Batman and fight more villains, apparently, and new stories.
It isn't Calendar Man. Godzilla help me. He's got to make a return.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like holiday themed ones, like it's Halloween in Arkham, and they got like Halloween decorations everywhere, and you go after the guy, or like it's Christmas and it's Christmas stuff.
Didn't Arkham Asylum take place like during Halloween?
Arkham Origins took place over Christmas Eve,
and I thought Arkham Asylum was like in October.
I think it was in October, but I don't think it was Halloween.
I don't think it was Halloween either. It was just a really long night.
Oh yeah, they can adapt Long Halloween as a DLC pack. More Batman stories.
We'll have to see. But, this is the thing. I like the adaptations, but I always like the Rocksteady's creative story within the Arkham games. I like their own kind of take on the story.
Yeah. It'd be kind of like but if they did like adapt it to like the holidays and stuff, have the decorations up. It reminded me of what game was it? Oh, remember that Simpsons Hit and Run? If you if you played it on a certain holiday, it would like alter the main menu to like have the holiday decorations up.
I did not know that. I always read it. Yeah, I played that game during the summer, so I did play it like during Christmas. I didn't know. God, Hit and Run is an amazing game. God, such a good game.
Got to get that HD.
I know on that one. God, with THQ. Well, I'm not gonna look it up, but I don't remember THQ published that. I don't remember who the published. Oh no, I think it was Universal. Game I don't remember. God, that game was fantastic. It was one of my first real Grand Theft Auto style, because I didn't play Grand Theft Auto on PS2 era, so that was my go-to open world game. And Jack 2 was just a fantastic game.
The nostalgia.
Yeah, I know. It's just. I remember running over just a bunch of people in Simpsons and how much fun it was. That game was legitimately fun. So, yeah, and HD remaster is very much needed since there's the only Simpsons games you get now is on iOS. So, it's just nothing against that, but it's just still. I just think
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember when we found out about that though. If you play on certain days, the things decorate. So what we did, we went in our settings of our memory card and kept changing the date on the memory card. Be like, we changed it to Halloween. So we see the Halloween stuff. We changed it to Thanksgiving. See Thanksgiving. We changed it to Christmas. See the Christmas stuff. It was kind of like with what was the other one? Oh, it was Ratchet and Clank. It was like the second or third one. You had to play the game at 3 in the morning, and then this Yeah, if you played the game at 3 in the morning, the teleporter would work, and you go in that teleporter, and it bring you to the Insomniac Museum and show you all the deleted weapons and artwork and stuff from the game.
Ratchet and Clank 2, I think, or maybe I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Yeah, well, I would say it was 2 because I did everything in 3. Granted, I did play it at 3 in the morning, but I did everything in 3.
Yeah, I remember it was. I think it was the second one, because there's this teleporter, and every time you walk up to it, say, "Oh, this teleport's broken. Come back later." And I looked it up online. You had to play at 3 in the morning for it to work. So I was just like, "Oh, I'm not doing that." So I just went on my memory card and switched it to 3 in the morning on my memory card, and then I just loaded it back up, and it worked. And it was the museum, so you see all the deleted weapons and artwork and all this behind the scenes stuff for the game.
Interesting.
There. It was kind of weird because you sit there. You would go there at 3 in the morning to see all that stuff, and then I kept playing the game. I got all the skill points and stuff, and once you get all the skill points, you unlock unlimited access to the teleport. So I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I've seen all this stuff already, So I'm like, oh, that's not worth it.
Doesn't seem worth it.
It's like, congratulations, you have access to the museum. I'm like, I've already been there. I did the cheat thing on my memory card. But, yeah. Let's see. Oh, well, I gotta continue. There's more DLC to go over. Yeah, I had to go back. pull myself back around to finish
I think
the
people
DLC.
give that. Well, you know, more, basically more Arkham Knight. I don't think anything.
No. They need to
really
know. They
much?
need to know where their $4 are going. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta keep going. Gotham City Stories play as Batman's key allies in narrative missions, extending their storylines from both before and after the events of Arkham Knight. So again, this sounds like it goes back to what we were saying. Like if we get a chance to play as new characters, we want to actually play as them in the main game. We don't want to just be in challenge maps.
Maybe there might be one character that might be. Which I'm feeling if we do get to play as the Arkham Knight, he's probably only that son of a gun is probably only going to be restricted to a challenge map.
Probably so.
Just wait. Just you wait.
Yeah. No, I think he might get some story missions. If all these other characters are getting story missions, he might. Because it says play as characters from before or after the event, so it could be like a prequel thing to the main game. You play as Arkham Knight and kind of see things through his perspective, killing people or whatnot. But, yeah, so I mean, at least it sounds like we play as like Robin and Nightwing and stuff in the main game and give them their own missions to do. Let's see. Also included, legendary Batmobiles and theme tracks. It says, drive the most iconic Batmobiles from Batman's 75-year history on custom-built racetracks, each themed to that Batmobile-specific era. Every Batmobile will be drivable across every racetrack. So this sounds like you can play as all the different Batmobiles, like the Adam West one. Or I'm assuming it says 75-year history, so I mean, I guess that would include like maybe the Adam West one, maybe the anime series one. The really weird Batman Forever one.
Batman Forever.
The Batman Forever one.
I want a Batman credit card.
Oh yeah, the Bat MasterCard. Oh yeah, you got to sign up for Bat MasterCard to get the rest of this DLC.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Oh man. Let's see what else. Oh, Crime Fighter challenge maps. Here's those challenge maps. Engage in a series of new challenge maps utilizing unique play styles of Batman and his allies. So yep, challenge maps are still there.
Who would have thought?
Plays different characters. So. Yeah, who would have thought? Playing as different characters using their unique
That's
abilities.
the thing that's going to piss me off in the platinum in this game, I think, if I wanted to platinum it. Challenge maps.
Oh yeah, that always got me. Like in Arkham Asylum, I have all the trophies except for the challenge map ones. Like I got all the main game. Like I found all the Riddler trophies and everything in Arkham Asylum, but the challenge maps I don't have them. It's just too hard for me. I keep trying. I'm just like, oh my god, you gotta get down to like perfect. Do you want to get those challenge maps beat? Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
But I do like they're going to emphasize more playing as the allies and how they play differently, how you go about the challenges and stuff. Because like that was a big thing with Arkham Asylum was that like, oh, I'm playing as Batman. Yeah, I can like when I'm doing like the stealth missions, I can like swoop around and like hide from the ceiling and stuff. But like when you play as Joker, it's completely different because Joker doesn't have a grapple hook. He has to stay on the ground floor.
He has to stay on the ground floor.
And yeah, so you have to use like his gadgets and stuff. Like he would like sneak behind walls and like you would like let out like little RC cars that would drive around and like blow people up. Yeah, so like it really was a different way of playing the game because you didn't have the grapple hook, so you couldn't just hide in the shadows above everyone. You had to stay on the ground floor.
Hide in the shadow.
Yeah. So that'd be something for this thing. Like if you play like I guess like Harley Quinn, because we know you can play as her in the games. So I'm assuming you play as her in the challenge maps. So yeah, it'd be the kind of same thing. She doesn't have a grapple hook or anything, so she has to stay on the ground floor. I guess use her hammer or something on enemies. So,
or a baseball bat.
Or a baseball bat, yeah.
A hammer.
That's usually her thing in the comics. She has like this big cartoony hammer.
When does the Suicide Squad have a hammer? I wonder when you play as Harley Quinn, I wonder if you could change your costume and make it out of Suicide Squad.
That's probably going to go into this next DLC. Next DLC, character skins. A variety of skins from across the eras of Batman, Robin, Nightwing, and Catwoman. So, yeah, I mean, they're probably going to throw in character skins. That's obviously going to be a big thing. It always is. They'll probably throw in some more. Especially since this game is going to be, like you said, 6 months worth of content for this game. After launch, so that's from like June to December. So by December, Batman vs Superman will be really ramping up as far as advertisement goes.
I would hope so.
So yeah, yeah, you hope so. So yeah, they'll probably throw in some Batman vs Superman stuff in there, like the bat suit. They got to throw that in there, right?
You mean you mean that
Bat
like
armor.
the Batman vs Superman bat suit?
Yeah, the bat suit and the armor and stuff with light up eyes and everything. So you can just, you can really intimidate all the criminals in Gotham or Arkham.
Everyone there will bleed.
Yeah, they all bleed.
That's for sure.
This game's rated M now, so you can bleed.
You will.
So and then Arkham, Suicide Squad is still going to be kind of a ways off. Though,
there's still the possibility of a Harley Quinn costume for DLC. It's like, oh man, her ass is much flatter. Just kidding.
Wow.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah, just add highlights in the hair. Like, oh, she got blue in her hair now.
She already kind of has that in the Arkham games. Oh wait, not really. Suicide Squad is different. No. That's why. It's really different.
Suicide Squad's different.
It's not off. It's different.
Yeah.
In a good way. I like Suicide Squad so far.
I think we'll see. That's just the one thing I didn't want them to screw up with the movie. Don't screw up Harley Quinn. Like, that's the one character I don't want them to screw up.
Dude. They'll do fine. I don't think this movie will suck. It's not gonna suck.
No, but I'm just, I don't know. It's just Harley Quinn's been around for over 20 years.
She has never
now,
been on the big
like
screen.
No one's never on the big screen yet, and it's like you don't want to screw it up. Like she's finally.
I mean, she could be like the top tier. I mean, she could be like that bar that she'll raise for anyone else trying to adapt the character. But it's just tricky. But yeah. I think she'll do fine.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
So excited.
The squad. I think that's what their thing on Twitter is. Squad.
Yeah, it's just Squad. They just call it Squad.
Squad. But we'll see. But yeah. So I finally got through the bottom of all that DLC though. That Arkham Knight DLC. So yeah, hopefully that sounds like $40 worth of content.
But it's still for anyone on the fence. I would understand. $40 is a lot to plop in. I'm pretty sure some of this stuff is separate. So if you're not really enticed to on some of the items, maybe you could buy them separately. So.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be all sold individually. Like I said, it's just like what we talked about a lot last week. Just about it's the idea of like, oh, I pay $6 for this game, and then it's like, oh, dropping 40 more on top of it.
Yeah, I know.
To get something, get something in 6 months. So it's kind of like, you just don't feel like it. It's like, I mean, at least with this season pass, now they're letting you know what it is, and you have an idea. It's going to be over the next 6 months. So within 6 months, you're going to have all this content. It's because the big one people had problems with was, I remember the BioShock one. That was the big one. That was the one where it was like, oh, it was only $20, but it was like a year before any of the content came out.
That was like from scratch, like after Infinite came out.
Yeah, the season pass wasn't really thought of until like last minute. Like right as the game was shipping out, they were like, "Oh, hey, yeah, we'll make some DLC for this game."
The fact was that DLC was so made from scratch. That's why it took so long to get out. It took when you think about it, it's probably like the fastest development cycle Irrational Games probably ever had to go through in making that DLC. Because if that was a regular game that was going to be put out, that game probably would have been in development for maybe 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, and it was weird for me because I actually bought the season pass on day one.
I still never bothered with the Bioshock Infinite. I don't know. Some people have told me that it would ruin your legacy thoughts of the game because I always put I love Bioshock Infinite a lot. I love the game so much, and some people have told me this will ruin your initial thoughts on the game at first.
Yeah,
it doesn't add. It's not like Last of Us Left Behind or Well, GTA doesn't have a base DLC yet a base single player DLC for its game yet, but it's something that I don't want yet, and who knows about Bioshock Infinite's ever coming to PS4, but everything is, so just gotta wait.
Yeah, I mean the DLC was weird because I played it all, and the first one was fun. It was just the battle, what do they call it, Battle in the Clouds or something like that, Rumble, something like that. It was just arena fighting enemies and stuff, so you get to focus more on combat. I mean, that was fun. But then when they got to like the story DLC, the Buried at Sea episode 1 and 2, I mean, it was cool. I mean, it was cool that you got to go back to Rapture and use kind of more of a mix. It was like a nice mix of the Infinite gameplay with the original BioShock 1 gameplay. Yeah. So that was kind of cool. But my big problem with it overall was the story, because like it was so overly complicated.
That's BioShock Infinite game.
Like,
BioShock games are typically, but as long as it makes sense.
No, but like, if you play BioShock Infinite, you know how it goes, the story, and like this big point they're trying to make to you at the end. And I feel like that should have really freed them up for this DLC to kind of do whatever the hell they want. But no, in the DLC, they were still feeling restricted and tied to the main game. Like, they were trying so hard to tie the story in the DLC to the main game that it was just getting overcomplicated and weird. And I was just like, no, you didn't need to do this.
Because Infinite already kind of felt like a self-contained story anyway.
Yeah. So, like, the DLC could have been a self-contained story, but it wasn't. They were trying so hard to connect it to the main game that it just kind of hurt itself in the process.
Yeah, that's why I don't really want to play that DLC, just to maybe not know, but yeah, I just never bothered with it.
Yeah, it's not anything you need to, worry yourself over to go play, like, oh my god, I'm missing something.
I never played BioShock 2's
BioShock
DLC,
lore.
and I heard that DLC was really well done. I just never played it.
Oh yeah, I played that one. That one's pretty good.
But
a little good. I mean, it was good, but I mean, a lot of people are hyping it up like, oh, it's like the best DLC ever made. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, the best single player, standalone, because everything a DLC nowadays has always been tied to more multiplayer maps or more stuff like that. I think
Yeah, I guess in that sense, because I mean, it did give you a new location and new weapons and
it's
stuff.
Probably just a single player.
It really did feel like, an expansion to the main game.
But yeah. So that's Arkham and BioShock. What else have we got this week?
Little DLC talks.
A lot of DLC.
A lot of DLC talks. Let's see. Oh, this was announced, I think, yesterday morning. But Activision finally confirmed that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 is coming this year. So yeah, Tony Hawk's coming back along with Guitar Hero, and so we're going back in time.
So at least for Tony Hawk, I don't have to buy a skateboard.
No, I don't think it's going to be one of those skateboard plastic things. It's going to be a core game.
Well, I mean, I've had resonance with Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 2 and games like that, but I didn't ever since that era. I've not really played any of like the PS2 ones or like even the ones on PS3 that were there briefly. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'll see how it looks and whatnot, until Judgment, but I don't know.
Yeah. And yeah, and I mean, they didn't really announce any details. They just said, "Hey, we're making a new one for this year, and it's coming." I don't think it said developer.
Activision.
Activision, yeah, Activision.
I wonder what other High Moon? Just kidding.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, all they basically said was, we're working on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, and it's coming out this year, and it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One first. So apparently that's the main version of the game.
Where's the Wii U?
And then, they said the PS4 and the Xbox One is the main version, and basically the PS3 and 360 version will come later.
Strange, like Black Ops 3, they say stay tuned for the Wii U edition. I'm like, where's the Wii U edition? Is there going to be a Wii U?
Yeah.
I'm kind of willing to think that it will come on Wii U, because that's probably where High Moon Studios' job's going to be. They're not even going to bother with PS3 and Xbox 360. They'll probably just get it on Wii U. Which sounds ridiculous and stupid, but it's just the way it's going to be.
Oh, wait, for Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they already said that Tony Hawk is coming to PS3 and 360 just later. But we don't know about Call of Duty. They've been vague about it.
Yeah, they just say stay tuned for Wii news on the Wii U. So, staying tuned. What's taking you so long? We're staying tuned. And if not, well, I've already checked myself out the door with Black Ops 3 already until the game releases. Or E3 footage. But, I've already... Yeah. Let's just see about Black Ops 3. Yeah. But, what is it? What else is next?
But, I wonder if I wonder though if this Tony Hawk does really well. I wonder if that will encourage EA to make another skate game.
Mm. Yeah, because skate.
That's another franchise that's kind of.
Skate. People really like skate.
Oh yeah, my brother loves skate.
Maybe. I mean, EA has like a lot of things dormant right now with Mirror's Edge and probably now Skate. So who knows? They're really playing it safe.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's this big like boom thing where like, oh, Rock Band 4 is coming back, so we got to bring Guitar Hero back. Well, if Tony Hawk's coming back, we got to bring Skate back.
Well, granted, Rock Band's not under a big publisher, so. But,
yeah.
You know, it's.
It's like the biggest indie game to ever be released ever.
It's one of them. I mean, you know, they have their own hardware and peripherals with it, and you know, they make a lot of deals with the record labels, so it is probably one of the more. But indie game, it's not really an indie game. No, I mean, they're independent, that's for sure. But I mean, considering you know it's probably getting promotion from Sony and Microsoft, that's not really Scream's indie game.
Well, there's plenty of indie games that are sponsored by Sony.
Yeah, I know. Journey is, which is not an indie game. Indie games are really something that's even on their own label, something that's not promoted by Sony too heavily, I would say. You know, Thomas is Alone is an indie game. What else?
It's like, well, is No Man's Sky an indie game?
It's not.
Even though it was made by like what 10 people,
like
or less than that, 2 people.
No, that's not an indie game.
Well, what makes an indie game?
So something that's not really under like a label or gets heavy promotion like that, like for No Man's Sky. I mean, it's an independent studio, that's for sure. But I just seeing how it's being heavily promoted so much by Sony as like a temporary exclusive, it just doesn't. That's not an indie game. So I don't know. There's some on the PlayStation Store that's indie. Like I said, Thomas is Alone is an indie game. Bez is an indie game.
So basically, you're saying if you've heard of the game, that's not indie enough.
No, because Journey's not, Flow's not, Flower's not. Oh jeez, what else we got? Shovel Knight. At that point.
But if it reaches, I don't know. Like, what are you? I don't know. I'm just trying to get your definition down. So, like, well. Is it indie based on like how popular it is? Like just because it's popular doesn't mean it's still not an indie game.
Like I would still say examples like Journey. That's not an indie game. Seeing how it was heavily promoted by Sony and it not that it was sold in millions. It was like the highest seller for a while, record wise. Until other things have popped up on PS4 and PS3, so yeah, games like that. But you know, there are plenty.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a weird term now, indie game, because like, you know, I mean, indie game you would think is just an independent developer, you know, and Harmonix you would think as an independent developer, but like you said, Rock Band 4 is not really an indie game.
It's not an indie game. It has Rock Band has cachet, and you know, it also has its own hardware that's being distributed, and that costs millions of dollars. Yeah. So I don't think that's. You know.
Wasn't that like a year or two ago? Didn't Activision break away from their parent company? So technically, Activision was like an independent company.
I guess you could say that.
So it was kind of like, you know, what's considered an indie game is kind of blurred. You know, like. Like I mean, you think something like, "Oh, No Man's Sky, developed by 4 people in the garage." You think, "Oh, that sounds indie, right?" But then it's like, "Well, no, I mean, it's fully backed by Sony."
Yeah, it's like a first-party game, and that game's probably guaranteed to possibly sell millions. So you know, it's depending how on several factors of when the release date is and how many people enjoy it. I mean, I'm thinking that game's going to sell millions, so it doesn't really. It's not something that's fully taking a. I mean, well, it's. The whole concept of the game is taking a risk. It's just something, you know, that has insurance that it'll do well. It's not like an indie game where, you know, other indie games are like, oh man, this game's really got to do well. You know, games like Transistor, that, you know, yeah, they had pushed by Sony somewhat, you know, even on PlayStation Plus when it was free, but, you know, certain games don't get enough attention than others. You know, it's just, it's crazy. Like, Destiny can get all the attention in the world, and some other game can't, so, you know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Destiny. Thank goodness we didn't talk about it. There was a lot of news on Destiny, which I'm sure maybe some of our fans would want, but certainly something I wouldn't want because I have nothing to say. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I didn't put it in
there.
there.
That wasn't next, was it? All the stuff on Destiny? Yeah.
No.
Okay. No. DLC's coming and changes are coming. I took a read at the list. Seeming interesting, but it's not something I'm not even going to even bother re-downloading the game for. But if people are playing it, that's fine. It's just, no more. No mas. Give me some stats, Activision. Show me how many more people are playing this game. Because honestly, it's it's probably high. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's as high, definitely, as last year. That's just how all games are. But just with Destiny's case, I'm very curious to see what it is. You can kind of check like some websites and like the traffic and whatnot, because that's how I check kind of like Battlefield Hardline. But like Destiny's not on PC, so like it's kind of hard to tell. But I still wonder about Destiny's player base greatly.
Yeah, because the game's quality is solely based on its player base.
Well, I mean, Destiny blows. I don't like the game at all. I'm sure a lot of people don't like it, but it's just something I don't think... Yeah, I mean, if it sucks, then why not? I mean, Battlefield Hardline didn't resonate with a whole lot of people, and they thought it was not good, so nobody really plays it anymore.
I know, I'm just messing with you, because, I mean, sometimes a game, just because not a lot of people are playing it, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game.
I don't. It could be. It's just. I mean, if it's not any good, then I don't think people would not even bother playing it. And so much stuff has come out. Then we're gonna have Witcher this month, and we've already had a lot of other shooters.
I mean, how many of your favorite games go unplayed?
How many of my favorite games go unplayed? Well, due to the fact that I move on, and if it's multiplayer, if it has any multiplayer, if it's just Call of Duty after Call of Duty for multiplayer wise, but single player, I move on. If I platinum it. That too, I mean, God, how many people platinum Destiny? Only 0.1. And platinum is quite difficult.
No, but I mean, like,
so I don't know.
Well, I mean, like in general, like you're saying, oh, if not a lot of people are playing it, then it must not be a good game. But you look at something like, but look at something like Resistance 3. Resistance 3 is a great game, but no one played it
online.
And now all the servers are shut down. But you wouldn't consider Resistance 3 a bad game,
Maybe its online component wasn't all that compelling. I mean, I played the hell out of the single player, and I played a bit of the multiplayer, not too much. I remember playing the beta a lot, but probably just the multiplayer didn't grab people. And the Resistance has always been known for having good multiplayer. But it was just odd, that Resistance 3 specifically, they kind of put it down a little bit, kind of kept it more focused than Resistance 2, because Resistance 2, that was crazy with like 60 players. Ridiculous, but which was cool. It was a novelty, really, to have that many players play, just like Mag. Mag. So I don't know. I like looking at stats like that. It tells you it's telling on the player base of whether or not they're gonna stick around with the game or not. And, Battlefield Hardline was really something that was definitely prominent. Evolve, seeing how many people stream or actually play the game. That's not for the overall game's quality. I was just wondering, lasting power. Destiny for me had absolutely none. So, it's just, and then now with the DLC and the changes that they're making to Destiny, seems like maybe there will actually be some welcome additions here that people will actually like. So that's why I'm just curious if Destiny will see maybe a boost once this DLC pack hits like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then they promise more stuff in the fall. I saw so. Big stuff. Just willing to see if it's any good. That's
It's like it's like they have to promote it like, oh, it's better.
Yeah, it's just such a hard thing, especially for the way Destiny is. It's just it's such a hard thing to sell people back on. And there's always updates to the game, and some things can stack up on each other that maybe don't work or whatnot, and it's just so complicated.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, it's just like, it's kind of weird to like get the word out there and tell people, like, you don't want to say, hey, our game's fixed. You want to make it sound like, we're improved.
It's not that Destiny was broken in order to play, but fundamentally some things in that game are broken. So, it's just weird. It's a weird balance. It's weird to say.
Yeah, Destiny's one of the. Yeah, I mean, Destiny's not. Yeah, like you said, it's not broken.
Yeah,
the
it
game
works to actually
it's just
play,
not,
but like fundamentally, it has fundamentals
just,
that are
yeah, it's just
broken.
not
Like when you look at it, like when you read into it, it's broken. It's ridiculous. That's quite. I always wondered, like, I can't stand this BS of like how things work in this game. I'm just like, no. And other people saw that too, clearly. And it's just God, Destiny 2. Ugh.
Yeah, but it's not like something like what was it? Oh, the Master Chief Collection. That was just
and those games
that was straight up broken. Like it didn't work.
Games, those games were up on a high pedestal, and it's just already, and then releasing broken. But they re-released it with not re-released, but really repackaged it with an Xbox One. It Works edition. But even still, it has connectivity issues, and they canceled a whole tournament because of it. And what a mess! Ugh. Every right to be worried about Halo 5 at this point, since they can't ever they can't remaster old games. So what makes them think that they can make a new game? I do not. And Halo 4 already wasn't really mixed, I would say, not one way or the other, because there are people out there that really love Halo 4. I liked Halo 4, but there are a lot of people that didn't like Halo 4 for several reasons, and I saw those reasons in it. But Halo 5, man, that game better not blow. Like, it better not suck. It's Microsoft's big exclusive. They can't screw it. That's like Sony screwing up on Uncharted, or like Naughty Dog screwing up on Uncharted. That's how, like, if Halo 5 blows, I'll just be so upset. Because it's just a telling sign for, like, other Xbox exclusives. Yeah, sure, Sunset Overdrive and probably, whatever the hell, Quantum Break, whenever the hell that comes out, will probably be great. But, this is a big one. This is a big kahuna. And Microsoft also does have Gears of War. That's also one that's kind of on the level of Halo. So, I want Halo 5 to be good. I'm going to play Halo 5 in some capacity somehow. I hope I'm able to play it at a friend's house or something. I'm going to play a lot of it. But, yeah. I have every right to be worried about Halo 5. I'm sure a lot of people do too. And maybe they might do another beta soon or alpha, whatever. It's hard to keep track of these things. There's so many. Yeah. But yeah.
So yeah. So with that low note, I guess we can end the show.
How about the high note? Do you want to go over possibly any of the small details that IGN has released about Rock Band 4? Or until the gameplay reveal in 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks. 1 week?
Yeah, I think we should wait. I think we should wait till then, because I mean, really, all they're putting out is just little things that's just hard to like describe. Just describing it.
Yeah, they had some
like the way
things
the drums
on
work and all that,
and some of the changed game mechanics, and they're seeming interesting.
Yeah, but they seem interesting, but it just doesn't feel like something to really go over in too much detail here. Probably wait till next week. Hopefully by next week we'll have at least maybe some songs announced, so we can go over that on the
yeah, and then IGN does have
next episode.
The world gameplay premiere at
that's next Friday.
This kind of reveal, I'm very happy that Harmonix is doing, other than going to the mainstream like the USA Today for like what they did for Rock Band 3 instead of that really odd thing. Yeah, so I'm very happy that they're going to probably the most read gaming website in the internet. So I'm very happy that they're taking their stakes to there, and they're doing a good job on the coverage of that game. So I'm just happy that the reveal is there, and then shrouded away from probably a Guitar Hero. Well, I mean, they already had their full reveal, but more extended look at Guitar Hero Live later on at E3, so it doesn't get buried and all that stuff. So I'm very happy that it's getting its time right now. Witcher's coming out soon.
It's slowly putting out information this month, so it's like getting a whole month to itself just to be like,
it's great. And they're going to talk about something that we've always hypothesized, even off air, that the canceled Harmonix project that was after Beatles Rock Band, supposedly. So I wonder where that could be. I think it was either Pearl Jam or Led Zeppelin. So we'll have to see. Yeah.
Well, Led Zeppelin never got past. It was always an idea, like they wanted to do it, but they never got approved to do it. Like they made an opening animation, they sent it to Led Zeppelin's record company, and they never got a response back.
That's so mean. At least say no.
Yeah. Yeah, they never got a response back. Pearl Jam Rock Band was in development, but that got canceled.
Okay, so maybe they'll talk about that game.
Because I remember them talking about Pearl Jam Rock Band saying, "Oh, Pearl Jam Rock Band, we're going to make it the set list will be decided by fans. Basically, they're going to put out a poll online and let the fans vote on which songs they want to see in the game set list. But then that game got canceled, so it never happened.
Oh, okay.
But so we'll see more of that. But yeah, like I said, we'll talk maybe, hopefully,
probably until all the
new
songs. Until like all the stuff is out already. So then it's just one side at a time. Get Rock Band 4, but just talk about it and then be done with it, as opposed to the several stuff that's been out about Rock Band.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to go over the little things. Like I said, if they announce songs by next week, I'll bring that up next week. But and the week after that, the gameplay will be out, so we can talk about that. So anyway, so yeah, we're slightly past the 1 hour mark, but that's okay. We've went over the news I have written down.
Excellent.
So it's a good time to wrap up. So yeah, so this has been the 15th episode of the PSBS, the PlayStation Bull Session podcast. I'm your host, Cody, PSN Bayou Boys. My co-host
Andrew Arenas, double is. Everybody, have a good week. Enjoy Wolfenstein.
Yes.
Powers finale.
Yes.
And what else is out?
Yep.
There's also Broken Age on PS4, which is at discount right now. Might get that, but yeah, Broken Age is also out. And enjoy what people do.
Yeah. And and if you want to send us questions, like we talked about at the top of the hour, at the beginning, there's many ways you can do that. You can message me directly on the YouTube channel. You can comment right on the YouTube video. You can message me directly on PSN at PSN Value Boys, or you can message my co-hosts at PSN Double Is. We also have a Facebook fan page you can go to and like and comment and message and all that on there. Building up, I think we got like 15 people like that page now, or something like that. So we're getting our numbers up on there. So you won't be alone if you go like the fan page, so that we can have all of our videos in one little spot. Also, we're on SoundCloud. The episode's on SoundCloud, so you can download, listen to on your phone or whatever. Link should be in the bottom. Somebody probably sat here and listened to this whole episode, and then at the very end, like, oh, I could have downloaded this on SoundCloud. Oh, wait until the very end of the episode. Well, it's in the descriptions at the bottom. You should check those things out. But yeah, so like I said, there's all those different ways to message us, send us questions and all that. Other way is to listen to our show every week. So yeah, so like I said, with that, this has been the PSBS PlayStation Bull Session podcast. So, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week.